The internet is undefeated, solved another crime. So the heinous act down there in Fort Worth of the unaliving of little Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter, there's 3 people in custody. Supposedly there's several more people going to be. So they got the one young guy, they caught him. Then the second guy, Jacoby, they caught Adonis. Jacoby turned himself in. And a girl, the girlfriend of one of them, was taken into custody. She's the one, if you see the footage of her crying, I'm in my car on my way to the airport. I can't edit in any footage, but wanted to give you an update. That's the girlfriend of one of them. It appears from the video now on the dark web, and I didn't watch these. I don't like watching this type of stuff, but Ratchet TV is who I was seeing some stuff from. He seemed like he did a lot of research. Ratchet TV, I think he's in Texas. But other people were talking about the same stuff. He just was watching the stuff. I just happened to watch his thing, so shout out to him. But on the dark web, or parts of you can watch the video. They're probably sending it on Signal. See, YouTube, Facebook, all this is the commercial part of the internet. But Telegram, Signal, WhatsApp, this is the back channels of the internet. This is where people send cartoon meaning videos. Gang members in prison assault someone, take a video, send it via Telegram to the boss in another prison. Like, yeah, we got him. Like, these apps, these lesser known apps are being used to send all this info. But anyway, so there's a video of the whole crime. And the most disturbing thing from what people are saying is that the guy turned. So little Ronnie ran. I said in my video that he was running away, leaving his daughter. I still sort of think that, but whatever. He ran one way. People were saying, oh, he was running to save his daughter. I think he just ran to be running, but that's here nor there. He's dead. The guy turned. So little Ronnie was away from the car. The guy turned and sprayed the car. He had to know the girl was in there. Because what happened, they were following his baby mother. And she went to the car wash. So people were trying to say she was part of it, but they were following her. She went to the car wash. Seems like they had to have seen the 5-year-old girl get out and get in the car. Ronnie was at the car wash. And it looks like he was vacuuming or something. And the baby mother dropped off the little girl to him. And I don't know how much time passed. Probably not too much. And they popped out. And they started hitting him. And he ran. And they finished him off. But then one turned and he sprayed the car. So now the 2 guys in custody, they both had an extensive criminal history, even though they're very young, early 20s. But one of them, when he was 17, a minor, a 55-year-old woman was jogging, and he yanked down her pants and attempted to SA her, and he did like 2 years for that. And then I think it's the same guy, or it's the other one. But one of them was out on bond right now for the criminal charges assaulting a pregnant person. So these are guys that have being 17 and attacking a 55-year-old, or being any age and essaying a woman, is deviant, obviously. And he was found guilty. It's not just an accusation. Though who knows what the story is, but he pled guilty to it. And assaulting a pregnant woman, I mean, but like I say always, when you're really out in the streets, some people are out of control. They don't care. They're bitter, they're angry, they're deviant. That's why you got to be very careful. You should be. And speaking of very careful, the whole reason this happened was probably a dice game that little Ronnie's homeboy robbed. And Ronnie wasn't in on it and may not have even known anything about it. But these 2 guys, this is what the internet is saying and everyone's agreeing with. Because remember, people chime in from the hometown. It's not hard to know what happened. Like, if you know there was a dice game, and you know Ronnie's buddy robbed it, and you know these two guys were spinning, as they say, Fort Worth and Forest Hills looking for him, it's not hard to put two and two together. So supposedly they had pulled up on Ronnie and said, where's your homeboy at? He stuck us up. Ronnie, whether he was just protecting the guy, didn't want to do it. Ronnie is known as, he calls himself a professional gambler in his YouTube clips. Well, he did. As we know, Takeoff. Wait, who got killed? Is it Takeoff or Offset? Whichever one of the Migos who lost his life there in Houston. That was at a dice game. Dice games kill more ninjas than cancer, to quote Little Kim, and that's very true. I remember some guys I met at this guy's house that I would get crack cocaine for resale from. And there was some other young guys he was serving up. And they were, it was a Friday or something. And I was like, oh, what are y'all getting into? And something, we were supposed to exchange numbers or something. And I didn't end up getting their number. And that night, they went to an after hours. And there was gambling and something happened. Someone tried to cheat or snatch some money or something. And the people said, lock the doors. And they grabbed the guy who did whatever and said, who was he with? And he was, the two guys I had just met were with him, laid them all down, all three of them. Made the, it was on the news and everything, but killed all three. Because the guy they were with did something. Who knows if they were even part of it. So little Ronnie's buddy, robbing a dice game, led these two guys to stake out little Ronnie, pull up on him. He wasn't being helpful. So then they were looking. They saw his baby mom that day and decided to follow her. She dropped the daughter off. They waited seemingly a very short period of time. Hopped out on him. Ronnie runs. Who else would they have thought was in the car? They turn and hit the car, and that's where the little girl was. Now, the guy, what's going on? Maybe the guy who turned himself in was only down for hitting little Ronnie and feels upset that the guy hit the girl and thinks that by turning himself in, he better have a lot of good telling to do to even avoid the death penalty. Because this is one of those cases. And it happened out in the suburb. It has been low crime until now. The suburb has been rocked with 5 homicides in the last 11 days. These two, a Hispanic gentleman went crazy at a car dealership and unalived 2 people. And then a woman was in her backyard barbecuing and some stray bullets hit her. So they're going to put a stop to the madness, and they're going to make an example out of these guys, as well they should. And that Ratchet TV guy was playing the surveillance of the guys running back to the car, and he was slowing it down, and we were all trying to hear what the guy said. Sounded like he said, you got him. That's what everybody agreed on, but I could have swore I heard the word her. Like the guy said, you hit her. Why'd you shoot her or something? How would you like that? And just think, these guys would have probably got away with this, even though there's cameras. There's always cameras. If they had that white Kia was the car they used. Now, if they borrowed that from somebody and the plates go back to somebody, well. But if that was a stolen car, they may well have gotten away with it, because this was in a small municipality. Forest Hills, though they probably, there might not even be a Forest Hills police. It's only 13,000 people. I wonder who investigates it. The Texas Rangers are the ones who picked them up. But if it had just been, unfortunately, as we know, a black male murder might not get the most intense investigation. They might have said, oh, he was in the gang, he was drug related. But now that the girl was in it, of course, that changes everything. So the second guy has turned himself in. There's a third suspect in custody. It looks to be the female girlfriend. Don't think she was the getaway driver of anything. She was at the hotel when the first guy got arrested. So she may be a temporary suspect, or she may get they're probably threatening her with the after the fact, aiding and abetting, and then they'll let her plead, give some info and get out. And probably the other guy turned himself in. He turned himself in through his lawyer, the second guy, Jacoby, because probably no one would help him. I mean, remember, you get a knock on the door, and it's a fugitive. You're committing a known fugitive. You're committing a crime by helping them. So he probably couldn't get any help. He's only 20, 21 years old. He didn't think this through. It's the same guy, I think, that essayed the woman. He's definitely the guy that punched the pregnant woman, because his charges showed that. So I can't remember if he's the one who did the essay or not, but one of them turned and hit that car with that girl in there, and they knew it. And now they're going to pay the piper. All over a dice game. Al Prophet. Rest in peace.